What are we talking about?
Infinity War.
So we started watching WandaVision. I've never seen anything with Wanda or Vision in it at all. And I love the show. It is fantastic. We have one more episode to watch, and then the finale is Friday. In preparation for finishing WandaVision, I wanted to watch some of the other Avengers content because I've seen a lot of Avengers content, but not all of it. But somehow I hadn't seen anything with Wanda or Vision in it, and so we watched Infinity War last night, which, when did Infinity War even come out?
2018, I think.
So it's been a minute. And it wasn't a bad movie. It was a good movie. I have a lot of questions. The most important question, I feel, is what are Doctor Strange's powers? And what do the Frisbees do? Because it appears that they can saw monsters in half, cut cars in half, and open up windows in time and space, and are never used in what I feel would be a very appropriate time. For example, let's say you are on a spacecraft that is about to plummet to the ground at a high speed. I would think that would be primo opportunity to disco frisbee your way home. Or maybe just to the ground. Maybe it can't go between planets. I don't know. The other wizard at the beginning used it to just get back to his apartment from like 2 blocks away. So it doesn't appear to have any sort of like limitation on it. I don't understand. There were so many times it sawed a car in half. But when they're trying to take the terrible rainbow glove off of Thanos, all of a sudden his best power is belts? I didn't even know belts were a thing. You know why? Because the disco frisbee time warp thing seems pretty useful in all cases. Who was in the train station when they 100% did not kill the people they should have killed? Blue lady with the horns and Thanos Jr. They were in the train station, and Scarlett Johansson was there, and somebody else. Who was there?
I think maybe Falcon and maybe Captain America came.
Doesn't Falcon have like rockets or something? Do any of them have weapons of any kind besides these? They like push him off to the side of this fucking train station, and then all 3 of them are just like, and they just fucking beam up. Like, how? We're in the modern world. Guns exist. And those are the exact people who showed up at the edge of Wakanda at the very front, like, oops, looks like should have killed those motherfuckers when we had a chance. I don't even know how to start talking about Wakanda. Was this made before Black Panther? After? So I think this film should be called Rookie Mistakes. This is day one shit. The whole end of the film was just a cascade of terrible decisions. Before I get to that, I want to talk about Doctor Strange's fucking 50 dudes power. Because let me tell you, if I was Spider-Man or Iron Man, who else was there? I have had some drinks. Spider-Man's got one arm where he's trying to take off the glove. Mantis is on his face, making him have some kind of like memory bullshit. And then I think Doctor Strange was the one that had like his red belt power on the other arm. Again, bullets, disco frisbee through the neck. And then Star-Lord, hot Andy was always hot. He comes up, decides to have a conversation with this dude about his girlfriend. Not the time, just due to him being an idiot. They like almost get the glove off. And then, after all of this, Doctor Strange turns himself into like 50 dudes. I'm sorry, but if I was one of the people holding one of those limbs, desperately trying to pull this arm off, and then after that failed, Doctor Strange all of a sudden can be 50 people with the red belt, I would be so mad. How long have you been able to turn into 50 dudes? Why was I holding on to one side of him by myself? I'm 15. I was on a field trip. My guy, You saw them struggling with holding him with 5 people. You didn't think that was the time to reveal your magical 50 dude power? What are some of the other terrible decisions? Oh, I know. Keeping one of the really important rainbow rocks in the middle of your robot's head, plainly visible to every other person on Earth. And apparently sometimes he can be a human. Paul Bettany. WandaVision, Paul Bettany in suspenders. All day. Put him in nothing but suspenders. And I mean nothing. Paul Bettany is hot, is the point. I don't know how Vision got made. We have not watched those films yet. I do not know where he came from. I know that I love him, but I don't understand his backstory. If you have a little stone that is part, what did you say, like the first matter in the universe?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Not inside the robot. Nope. Not like hidden. We wouldn't want anybody to know, you know, that really important stone is in your robot. Nope, just right there. I don't want to side with Thanos about anything, but I am shocked it took him as long as it did. The amount of terrible choices that every single one of these lovely, great, important heroes had to make to allow this singular man who, by the way, has a very big room for one chair for a man who likes to talk about how there's not enough resources for everybody in the world. Who installed that, Thanos? Did you draw up the plans for that? My nose is starting to run because I'm so mad. Also, does Black Widow have anything besides sticks? Or does she just have the 2 sticks? And that's it. And why does Bucky have a fucking AK-47 and nobody else does? Other mistakes that were made. Wanda and Vision leaving Scotland. Absolutely not. If I am in Scotland with Paul fucking Bettany, I don't care if 90% of the universe is going to get snippy snappy. I'm not going anywhere. I don't give a shit. I'm trying to think of anything else before I get to Wakanda, because I think I yelled the entire time. Here's what I want to say before we get to fucking Wakanda. I understand fan service. I love fan service. I love seeing your favorite characters do shit you want to see them do in like one-on-one shots so you can have that moment. I love that Final Fantasy Advent Children movie, even though it is nonsensical and like no story pertaining to anything in the fandom whatsoever. But I just like want to see Cloud and Sephiroth fight. That's all I care about. I love seeing Captain America punch people. I love seeing Scarlett Johansson punch people with her little 2 sticks, which is apparently all she came with. I don't know who Bucky Barnes is. I haven't seen that one, but I'm glad he had a gun. I understand that the film needs to have each individual character in their individual shots for the fandom, because at the end of the day, this is a comic book franchise and comic books are visual mediums, and they have these shots of your characters that you really love, and you really love seeing them kick people's ass, and it's great. So like, I get that, but why the fuck would you, on the front line of your army in what is potentially the worst possibly organized military movement of any kind on any planet in all of written human history, why the fuck would you put Captain America at the front, who evidently has nothing but these, to just punch aliens one by one, who can apparently just punch through the shield? It's Wakanda. Wakanda is supposed to be the most advanced civilization of all time. A fucking huge, like a ship, I don't know, crashes into the top of the force field. Fine. Aliens at the perimeter, just punch it a couple times. And what is all of the goddamn Wakandan army doing? Just watching, just standing in a straight line. You're telling me in this vast city of all-powerful technology in Wakanda, not a bomb, not a gun, not a tank? First of all, let's go out to the field. We have a city. I know. We have a fortress. I get that. We should go out to the outskirts where it's just grass, where we're really close to the boundary and we can like see the aliens just like punching through the boundary. Really should have worked harder on that. It's a damn shame that this entire civilization isn't utterly predicated on the strength of this boundary. Anyway, and then I'm gonna tell the dudes upstairs with my magical little Bluetooth, I'm gonna tell them to just open this one part of the shield and bottleneck as many deadly aliens as possible directly to all of us. Then I'm gonna tell my guys to take their shields off and just run at the aliens with knives. I would like to reiterate that Bucky Barnes is here with an AK. So we are in a universe where an AK exists. Black Widow, 2 sticks. Captain America, these bad boys. That's it. And they just melee this shit. Are you seriously, you expect me to believe that one, T'Challa, arguably the most brilliant of all the Avengers, that he is the type of military commander that decided on this and that nobody argued with him? Big Gorilla Kingdom dude, I'm pretty sure hates him. You would think he would have been like, I feel like that's a bad call. I feel like all your friends coming here and putting us in a line and just punching these guys one by one maybe won't succeed. Not only that he would come up with this military strategy, but they don't have anything. I'm pretty sure Michael B. Jordan had like a crazy cool little bomb that he like blew up a whole like wall with. How is all of Wakanda's army just meleeing this shit with machetes? They have been watching the encroaching army from a half mile away for like several minutes. Just chill in the line, my dudes, and have a fucking conversation with your friends. And then Captain America and whoever else was with him, with nothing but these hands, fucking jumps in it and just starts punching people. And I get it. That's cool. And ScarJo has her moment with the 2 sticks, with the lady with the horns. Should you have killed her earlier? Yes, but here we are. I cannot wrap my mind around a Wakanda that doesn't have fucking bombs or a better shield or a missile system of some kind. And then they go in the woods and like fucking one-on-one this dude Thanos. I can't fathom a world where T'Challa is that bad at managing his military, when in his movie he was like incredibly regimented and diligent about planning, never wanted to be outnumbered. Like that was a huge thing for him, is like making sure that he had the advantage. And you're trying to tell me that this man has no weapons, no bombs, not a bullet in sight, decides to just one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat in outnumbered alien goons with a force field that's apparently not very good. And the one guy that has an AK is a one-armed white dude that almost died like 8 times. I understand wanting to have the big moment with the army in a line and you're all charging and you're whatever. Lord of the Rings did it. It made sense then. That was in a tale as old as time. They were fucking hobbits and wizards. I don't know. But not Wakanda. In no universe will you convince me they don't have a nuke. I know they do. I would like to say I fucking love comic book action movies. I love action movies. I love comic book characters. I love watching my favorite characters punch shit to death. And honestly, if it was anybody other than T'Challa, I probably wouldn't have had a problem with it. If it was anywhere other than Wakanda, I probably would not have had such a problem with it. But the fact that you think the most advanced civilization on the planet with the most advanced weaponry and scientific technology that any human civilization has ever formulated, that their best military strategy is to stand in a line and fucking melee people one by one, no, on no planet. Absolutely not. That's not fair to T'Challa. Y'all did him dirty. Y'all did Wakanda dirty. Don Cheadle fucking bombs the perimeter. Thank God. Apparently he brought those bombs with him. I know Wakanda has bombs. I know they do. I know their force field is stronger than that. That force field has lasted like 100 fucking years. You telling me this is the first time that anyone's tried to punch it? I just can't. Black Widow's got to have something besides two sticks, right? Like, she has to. That can't be the whole, that can't be it.